to come and speak for a couple of minutes and share his journey and experience with Yuva. Adam, please.
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है आप सब लोग यहाँ देख के, थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग। 2007 में युवा के साथ पहले जुड़े थे, 2005 में युवा का पहले शुरू किया युवा, गुजरात में शुरू किया था, राजस्थान में शुरू करने का, फिर राजस्थान में हम लोग मिले। मैं कॉलेज में था फर्स्ट ईयर में, और कॉलेज में ज़्यादा कुछ पढ़ाई में इंटरेस्ट रहता नहीं था, तो हमने सोचा कि खाली टाइम में उस पर कुछ अच्छा काम करते हैं। तो ये पहली चीज़ थी जो शुरू करी, जहाँ से वो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप वाला कुछ एक फीलिंग आया कि कुछ शुरू करा जा सकता है। तो राजस्थान में हमने ऐसा देखा कि बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिनको मदद चाहिए, बहुत सारे बच्चे थे स्कूल्स और बहुत सारे कॉर्पोरेट्स भी थे जो हेल्प करना चाहते थे। तो हमने सोचा एक तरफ प्रॉब्लम्स है, एक तरफ सॉल्वर है, तो सॉल्व क्यों नहीं हो रही। तो बीच में हमारे जैसे लोग थे जो खाली बैठे थे कॉलेज में, तो हमने जाके बोला हम लोग जाते हैं, वैलिडेट करते हैं कहाँ रियल प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, उनको सॉल्व करें, ताकि वैलिडेशन हो जाए, तो कॉर्पोरेट्स का पिकअप होता है। एंड दैट स्टार्टेड मेकिंग राजस्थान में भी gradually started you are into many things over last decade. उससे associated है उनका competition। उसके बाद युवा बच्चों के लिए भी एक अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म है आप सबके लिए, बिकॉज बहुत सारे लोगों से आप मिलते हैं, मैं भी बहुत सारे लोगों से मिला 2007, 8, 9, 10 में। इनफैक्ट बहुत सारे लोगों ने बाद में मेरी हेल्प करी जब मैं बिजनेस बनाना था। 2010-11 में अच्छा टाइम मिला एक्स प्रेसिडेंट के साथ काम करने के लिए, तो वहाँ कलाम साहब के साथ काम किया। उसके बाद अपना बिजनेस शुरू किया, पहला बिजनेस शुरू किया 2013 में फोन पे काम, एंड स्टार्टेड दिस बिजनेस। फॉर्चुनेटली बाय गॉड्स ग्रेस सब अच्छा चल रहा है, ग्रो किया, अच्छा ग्रो किया। आज के डेट में लार्ज कंपनी बन गया, कॉन्ग्लोमरेट बन गया है, विद मेनी बिजनेसेस इन द ग्रुप, ट्रेड करते हैं 21 कंट्रीज में। तो शुरुआत वहीं से हुई थी। जहाँ मेरा वर्क हुआ था वहाँ पे उसकी एक विलेज ही था, 3000 टोटल फैमिलीज रहती थी वहाँ, और जहाँ मैं पला बड़ा, जहाँ 10th तक पढ़ा गया, वहाँ 5000 फैमिलीज रहती थी। तो बहुत छोटा सा एरिया था। वहाँ से निकल के मुझे रियलाइज़ हुआ कि क्या चीज़ें हमारे पास कभी अवेलेबल नहीं थी और बच्चों के पास होनी चाहिए। तो मुझे लगता है युवा के साथ द बेस्ट थिंग इज once all of these kids come to that full circle of seeking help and then having that earnest desire to giving back, that is what this country needs, kindness. And so we started with that kindness, and that is the motto we continue to operate with. और जैसे जैसे लोग देखते जाते हैं कि कारोबार बढ़ता जाता है और हम ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग हेल्प कर पाते हैं, तो हिंदुस्तान को आगे सब लोग बढ़ाना चाहते हैं, बट सब लोग जब धीरे धीरे कुछ स्टेप लेंगे तो हिंदुस्तान आगे बढ़ेगा। तो यही हमारी भी इच्छा है, ये हमारी कोशिश है। Thanks to Amitabh Bhai that he's anchoring all of these together to build this about. Thank you. Good to see all of you.
Thank you, Adam, and a very interesting and inspiring journey.
And just so you guys know, Dhanda acha chal raha hai, it's a $1 billion business. And he's one of India's youngest unicorns, I would say. It's been great to see him since he was a college student to what he's doing now in biotech. Thanks, Adam. And nice to see someone who was volunteering with us becoming our advisor now.
Next, I would like to invite Shri Amitabh Shah, founder of Yuva Unstoppable. Before he starts, I'd like to give a short bio. Just an introduction. He launched Yuva Unstoppable in 2005 at the mere stage of 23 after his MBA from the Yale. He declined the JP Morgan Wall Street job offer to work on the real streets of India. Today, Yuva empowers 6 million beneficiaries in 5,000 plus schools across India. And we are working in providing improved sanitation, water, access to technology, scholarships, nutrition, removing vaccine hesitation, etc. with more than 100 CSR partners. Thank you, and over to you, Amitabh.
Thank you. So guys, I would first of all want to give a big round of applause. आप सबके लिए एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जानी चाहिए बिल्कुल। और मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि आप लोग बहुत बैठिए। मैंने किसी को एजेंडा जानबूझ के नहीं भेजा था क्योंकि काफ़ी उछल कूद होने वाली है। तो मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा अगर सब प्लीज़ खड़े हो सकते हैं 1 सेकंड के लिए प्लीज़, और मेरे जो नंबर 1 काम सर, हम शिबू सर आप भी अगर खड़े होंगे। सर, द नंबर 1 वर्क दैट Yuva Unstoppable does and what I have seen SPF doing as well is that they are spreading smiles. यहाँ पे लगे रहो मुन्ना भाई, कितने लोगों ने पिक्चर देखी थी? 2 बार, 3 बार। आप सब धंधा कब करते हो? ठीक है, जादू की झप्पी याद है? मैं आप सबको 30 सेकंड देने वाला हूं और आपको कोई भी 2 जन को के मुंह पे स्माइल डालनी है बैगिंग में, वो झप्पी हुई डोंट नो। योर टाइम स्टार्ट्स नाउ। गो 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 गो। Thank you all. Please have a seat. I saw that boy in the back give jumpies to girls. No, I'm joking. Thank you all for being here. This is a happy New Year celebration. Seeing such incredibly inspiring people all around me gives me so much joy. I give a jumpy. Gives me and Kumari ji has a back problem. Otherwise, she would have been here as well. I would have given her a jumpy as well. She's actually the backbone of SDF Foundation. You know. जब मैं भी 5-6 दिन पहले I went for a jog and on that jog लोग बोल रहे थे कि भाई हम नए गुड़गांव में शिफ्ट हुए हैं कि मास्क पहन के दौड़ना चाहिए, ये करो वो करो, be careful, do that and of course I couldn't go too long, but whatever I went I saw कि बाहर के जो भी लोग हैं their life goes on without air purifiers, their life goes on without any complaints. वो जो बना रहा है वड़ा पाव बेच ही रहा है, छोले भटूरे वाला छोले भटूरे बेच ही रहा है, बच्चे स्कूल आ ही रहे, टीचर आ ही रहे, everything is going on, the world outside is running while we are lucky to be in our air purifiers. And I think that I feel truly blessed to have a man here who, and I was saying, who's not only built one of the best companies globally in such a short time, but gave so many Indians so much confidence. And if you see and hear some of the stories of the students who they are supporting through SDF, it'll blow your mind away कि ऐसे भी बच्चे बन सकते हैं. And that is what we need to do. Every time I see a child on the street or if I see a child in the school, I just see possibilities. कि यार ये बच्चा भी doctor, lawyer, engineer, child accountant, businessman, CEO बन सकता है. If he gets the right platform, the right opportunities. I was lucky enough to meet Shibulal ji about I think almost 5-6 years back, and Kerry Mortgage, who signed the Green Pledge from the Cisco family, had come to Bangalore, and I requested him to host a dinner. And at the end, we spoke, and I had the opportunity to hear some of his students, and who they're giving scholarships to. And I was so inspired. I was like, "Sir, can we start this in Gujarat?" And without winking his eyes, he said, "Yes, let's do it in Gujarat." We've helped hundreds of kids there, and now we're helping hundreds of kids together across the country. A lot of Yuva Unstoppable CSR partners support Yuva, and then we have got an incredible team in SDF with Meera ji, and then we've got tremendous due diligence process, mentorship process, identification of children's process, career counseling process, and they hold their hand from 10th till the child graduates. So without further ado, I want you to hear some SDF students to quickly come and share their journey. This is going to be the most inspiring part, so can you please come on the stage, kids? All of you please come. And one by one you can share. Can you have a round of applause for these wonderful students?
Hello everyone, and thank you so much, sir, and whole this organization for giving me this chance. Introducing myself, this side Anjali, and currently I am pursuing a Bachelor of Pharmacy from the Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Research, and I am a second year student currently. And I belong from a very middle class family, and there are father, mother, and we have 5 sisters, and I am the elder one. And I belong from basically Bihar, but my ranking and I was born and brought up at Delhi only. And I am the only one, in my family, who is pursuing science and continuing this sort of medical field in pharmacy, basically. And if I talk about my academics journey, so since my childhood, I was like a good student. मैं हमेशा से एक अच्छी स्टूडेंट रही हूँ academics में, sort of topper kind of. And wherever I go in any competition, I used to hold first or second position over there. And I got many scholarships till my 12th standard as well. And I got this opportunity SDF Vidyadhan scholarship in my 11th standard. I got to know this about from my teachers, and I gave a competitive exam like online, which was in online mode, and I got selected for that. And surprisingly, the thing is that my family background is not that financially like stable, but my college fees was like quite like high for me. Like, but I got a message from Bhuvneshwari ma'am that Vidyadan is going to like support you in your college studies and with like जब तक आप पढ़ना चाहते हो तब तक आपको support करेंगे. And like that was a moment like कि मुझे इतना अच्छा लगा कि जो मेरे मन में एक सवाल था कि मेरी कैसे academics चलेंगी and कैसे मेरा आगे का education होगा and all those things. And like मेरा आगे का जो goal है currently I want to like go in research field because currently pharmacy में it's like कि there are various challenges which are going on. If we talk about like clinical trials है, dosage है, बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं अभी भी जिनको सॉर्ट आउट करना है. तो इसीलिए स्टार्टिंग से मेरा इंटरेस्ट रहा है रिसर्च फील्ड में जाने का, वेयर लाइक वी कैन रीच आउट टू द दोज एरियाज जहाँ पे इतना सिविलाइजेशन नहीं है या लोगों को आइडिया नहीं है या इतना डिजिटलाइजेशन भी नहीं है कि कैसे यूज़ करना है या कैसे चीज़ें हो सकती है. सो इन दैट वे आई वांट टू परस्यू फर्दर इन रिसर्च फील्ड. And yes, that's all from my side. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am again, and I am thankful to Vidyadan and Yuva Unstoppable to give me an opportunity to introduce myself. Well, my father is an astrologer and my mother is a housewife. So we are from like middle class family. And I am pretty good in my studies from like younger age. I have played in like mental maths from state level and too many competitions. And I am also selected for NMS and NTSC as well. And after that, I did my 12th and I pursued and now right now pursuing my engineering degree from Delhi Technological University in IT field, and I am in third year right now. So when I started my college journey from like starting in like first 3 months, I was working on my technical skill as well. I mean from IT. So, but I seen that I am not pretty much good and like it's not like good. I just don't feel that I will be going in IT field. So that time I think I will be good for like entrepreneurship. So there was an incubation center in our college. So I went for the startup and then I started my startup journey. And till now I have worked in a startup named Accio for 2 years, and we like raised funds. We did a lot of work, and we created a company Accio, and right now I am pursuing my startup right now. And
wow, incredible! I think जोरदार तालियां हो जानी चाहिए सबके लिए. Congratulations, guys! Incredible. So what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to pick on some of the special guests here who have come. And do a rapid fire. क्योंकि Coffee with Karan का feeling आ रहा है, तो I thought कि I'll ask you guys questions. Some of you who I know, who I can pull on, and some who are new. But your answer needs to be just one line. It can't be more than that. First, I would like to go to Neha from Snyder. Hi, nice to meet you, Neha. Yes, if someone will please pass the mic. Neha, if you had to go for dinner with one person dead or alive, who would that be and why? Amrita Sen, she said.
Oh yeah. So I'm an economics geek. I've always wanted to meet him, and I was fortunate enough to meet him, but I never had dinner with him. So that would have been nice.
Maybe we can organize. Same question to Devendra Bhai from Gates Foundation, who does some tremendous work in health across the country.
Same question. I would like to go for a dinner or probably a walk with Adi Shankaracharya, which is around, I don't know, 800 AD and many years.
Maybe with some of his audiobooks we can organize a dinner. But sir, amazing. Keshav from Intex, cricket ka zamana hai. He was also one of the owners of the Gujarat teams in IPL for a while. Keshav, who would you want to go on dinner with and why? We are hoping children learn something from this one line as well.
Thank you for having me. मैं टेक्नोलॉजी फील्ड से हूँ सर, सो कांग्रेचुलेशन फॉर व्हाट यू बिल्ड, इट्स ट्रेमेंडस। मतलब आज मैं एक मैसेज देना चाहूँगा आप सभी बच्चों को कि आज सॉरी मैं एक लाइन से ऊपर ले रहा हूँ, थोड़ा भावुक हो गया आपका ये। तो मुझे अमिताभ जी को जाने में ऑलमोस्ट 6-7 महीने हुए हैं, और जो हमारे पास आज के लिए प्लेटफॉर्म मिल रहा है, जो भी अगम सर, युवा, अमिताभ सर और उनकी फैमिली कर रही है, आज हम अगर मन में ठान लें तो सारी चीज पॉसिबल है इंडिया में। तो आप लोग को फ्यूचर है, so please put in your best. And coming back to your question, sir, since I'm from the tech field, so I would want to spend some time with Steve Jobs. Probably उनका माइंड थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट है, जो उन्होंने बिल्ड करा काफी इंटरेस्टिंग है, काफी डिफरेंट सोच करते हैं सर।
Phenomenal. Great choice. Sairi from She Heroes. Same question. Who would you want to go on dinner with, dead or alive? Maya Angelou. Can you share a quote from her?
The company I'm building is called Shibu, and she was the person who coined the word Shibu for the first time. And of course, her contribution to everything related to women is immense.
Fantastic. We all love Maya Angelou. I would like to go to my friends Rudra and Anirudh, who are building an incredible, apart from the business that they're doing, they are two of the kindest entrepreneurs who are giving so much time, and they built Khushi Foundation. It does such good work for the children. Just one question, rapid fire. What gives you the most Khushi in your life?
So, Amitabh, thank you for having us. Every time I see your organization, we learn something for our own. We've also implemented some of the things that you so kindly shared, with what you're doing. Our NGO has about, we're pretty widespread in India, but a much smaller footprint than Yuva Unstoppable. And thank you for having me. And your question was,
आपको सबसे ज़्यादा खुशी किस चीज़ में मिलती है?
हमको आप जैसे लोगों से सीखने में खुशी मिलती है, ताकि हम और आगे खुशी पाएं। Thank you.
Thank you, Rudra Dalmia. Anirudh, who is also a great education entrepreneur.
Thank you, Amitabh. That was unfair. मैं ये सोच के बैठा था कि मैं किसके साथ खाना खाऊंगा। But first, great work, and I think मुझे सबसे ज़्यादा खुशी पहले मिलती है जब मैं अपना पूरा डे प्लान करता हूँ, मैं सारे काम कर लेता हूँ। पहले तो उससे बहुत खुशी मिलती है, और दूसरा जब मैं किसी के लिए भी कुछ भी कर सकता हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि वो एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है। जब मैं किसी के लिए कुछ करता हूँ तो मैं सोचता हूँ मेरे लिए एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है किसी के लिए कुछ करने के लिए, तो भी बहुत कम चांस होता है किसी के लिए कुछ करने के लिए, तो सबसे ज़्यादा खुशी तब।
Well said. Eat that frog means do the most difficult work first thing in the morning, plan your day properly, and help others. Thank you. I want to go to Raman Kalra from IBM. आपको सबसे ज़्यादा खुशी किस में मिलती है? Apart from miking.
ये तो अभी थोड़ा कम हो रहा है। Thank you, Amitabh, for having me here. ये बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन है। हमको खुशी सबसे ज़्यादा किस चीज़ से मिलती है? दैट पर्सपेक्टिव और वो नजरिया जिंदगी में बदलता रहता है। अब 10 साल पहले, 20 साल पहले जिससे ज़्यादा खुशी मिलती थी वो अलग था। आज की तारीख में अगर मैं दिल से बोलूँ तो आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस इट नाउ। किसी के चेहरे पे अगर आप एक जेन्युइन खुशी देखें, जेन्युइन खुशी, और उसमें अगर आपका जरा सा भी कंट्रीब्यूशन है, इट डजंट हैव टू बी रियली बिग, बट अगर थोड़ा सा भी कंट्रीब्यूशन है, तो इट फील्स अ वेरी डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ हैप्पीनेस। So I think सबसे ज़्यादा खुशी आज होती थी।
Amazing.
You are an inspiration, all of you are inspiration on that. God bless you. Keep doing that.
Thank you so much. No, it's so true, and I'm sure इन दो बच्चों की सुन के स्टोरीज मीरा जी और शिबू जी को भी अंदर बहुत खुशी मिल रही होगी। ऐसी हजारों लाखों बच्चों को ये लोग सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं। ललित भाई, the legendary finance guru we have in the country, sir, what would you say? आपको सबसे ज़्यादा खुशी apart from profit किस में मिलती है?
I think दूसरों के चेहरे पे खुशी लाके जो खुशी मिलती है और जो सेटिस्फेक्शन मिलता है वो अपने अचीवमेंट में नहीं मिलता। I think spreading smile and spreading happiness gives lot of happiness.
Wonderful. I would like to go back to Sanjay bhai and Rajni ji from Rights, who are doing right next to you, doing a lot of seva with same प्रश्न आपके लिए।
दूसरों के चेहरे पे खुशी देख के हमें वही कंफर्ट मिलता है, और एक पार्ट है, एक राइट्स के सीएसआर टीम का एक पार्ट है, तो हमारा भी कंट्रीब्यूशन हम सोचते हैं, तो आई फील हैप्पी।
वंडरफुल, वंडरफुल। रति जी, एक्चुअली बच्चे अगर एक थीम कॉमन देखे आप यहाँ पे, एंड इफ ऑल ऑफ अस, क्योंकि एक दिन हम सबका राम नाम सत्य होने वाला है, वो तो कंफर्म है, दैट्स अ कॉमन डेस्टिनेशन। उसके पहले अगर दूसरों के फेसेस पे स्माइल लाएंगे तो ही खुशी मिलेगी, जितना खुद के लिए लाने का ट्राई करेंगे नहीं होगी, पर जितना हम दूसरों के लिए कुछ भी करने का ट्राई करेंगे ना, दैट बी सो एम्पावरिंग. सो वेल सेड. अपूर्वा, KPMG. Same question that I'm changing it for major winner. Yeah, go ahead.
So I work a lot in healthcare, and सबसे ज़्यादा खुशी इसमें मिलती है when you meet friends, and you know same question but with the answer is the twist. When they are being very successful, and how we can be part of that ecosystem, I feel very very happy. So proud of you on what you are doing in US.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. ऐसे दोस्त और चाहिए दुनिया में जो दूसरों की खुशी में खुश हो, दूसरे की खुशी की जर्नी में पार्टिसिपेट करे. Major Vinay, quick rapid fire question for you is, if you had a magic wand, one thing you would change about India. By the way, he was at Kargil and served, and he was actually there. So I think it is a round of applause as well. And he was injured on the duty, because of which now he is the South Asia head of for Marriott, but for HR. But सर आपको सबसे ज्यादा एक मैजिक वॉन्ड दे दिया है, क्या बदलोगे इंडिया?
सबसे पहले तो अमिताभ, थैंक यू वेरी मच यहाँ बुलाने के लिए. आई थिंक इट्स ह्यूजली इंस्पिरेशनल. सर, आई हैव हर्ड अबाउट यू, आई हैव सीन यू, बट टू मीट यू इन पर्सन इज अ ग्रेट ऑनर, एंड द काइंड ऑफ वर्क व्हिच यू आर डूइंग, ह्यूज इंस्पिरेशन, ऑल ऑफ यू, not only Shibulal sir, all of you. So thank you for making me a part of the journey. Magic wand, I think जिस तरह का काम यहाँ पर आप सब लोग कर रहे हैं, जो मैंने सक्सेस स्टोरी सुनी है, मैं चाहूँगा अगर मैजिक वॉन्ड मेरे हाथ में हो, उसका अगर 5% भी सब लोगों में आ जाए तो पता नहीं भारत कहाँ पर पहुँच जाए. थैंक यू.
Well said. Well said, sir. Thank you. Apresh. Apresh has been in the CSR field for such a long time and is one of the most creative people. He's bringing compassion through art as well. Same question, one magic wand, what will you change about India?
2 sentences.
Sure.
So, for the last 10-15 years, maybe we've seen youth-centric development in this country. I would like to see more youth-led development that Yuva Unstoppable is doing.
We'll try our best. I think we've got a couple of more friends here. Ravindra ji, who's one of the topmost event managers in the company, especially in the pharma sector. I met him on a flight. मैं सोचा मैं सो जाऊंगा पर सो ही नहीं पाया. सर, आपके हाथ में मैजिक वॉन्ड हो तो आप एक क्या चीज इंडिया के लिए बताएंगे?
थैंक यू अमिताभ जी. मैं सभी गेस्ट का थैंक यू करता हूँ कि आज मैं आपके साथ के तरफ से मैं यहाँ मौजूद हूँ. मैं होटल इंडस्ट्री से हूँ, तो जैसे मैंने सर के बारे में भी सुना, काफ़ी अच्छा लगा. और सब चेंज तो मैं यही देखना चाहूँगा कि जो आप लोगों में एनर्जी है, ये अगर हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, हर कैटेगरी में हो तो इंडिया में सब कुछ पॉसिबल है. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है जो इंडिया नहीं कर सकता. तो मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि मैं आज यहाँ पे आप लोगों के बीच में हूँ.
Thank you. Positive energy for everyone. Do we have someone from Trescon here? Okay. I think Avnish sir, would you like to share as well?
थैंक्स अमिताभ जी. मेरा नाम ललित है, मैं शिवनारा फाउंडेशन से हूँ. और आज सबसे पहले तो बहुत खुशी हो रही है कि इस तरह के सिमिलर काम हम भी कर रहे हैं, और आज यहाँ कुछ और नई चीज़ सीख के हम जाएंगे, उसको लेके जाएंगे. व्हाट क्वेश्चन?
सेम क्वेश्चन सर. एक चीज इंडिया में आप बदलना चाहते हो?
मैं एक्चुअली पहले वाले क्वेश्चन का भी आंसर करना चाहता था, लेकिन मैं बाद में करूँगा. पहले जो मुझे क्वेश्चन दिया गया उसका आंसर ये है कि अगर मुझे एक चीज़ बदलना होगा तो मैं करप्शन फ्री इंडिया बनाना चाहूँगा. और उसको करने के लिए करप्शन वाली जो थॉट हमें जो लगता है कि बगैर पैसे के, बगैर करप्शन के कुछ काम ही नहीं हो सकता है, एक्चुअली उसके जड़ में ये है. मैं उस थॉट को बदलने का प्रयास करूंगा, बदलने की कोशिश करूंगा.
Thank you so much. Before we start our process, sir, would you like to maybe?
Thank you, sir.
I think these are last two. We would love to have you.
So, sir, what I want to say is whatever you are planning on the paper in any sector, sir, बस मैं इसको ग्राउंड पे 100% लाना.
Wow. Just implement that on the ground 100%. Well said.
Hello, I'm Aditya from Nexcom Foundation, and thank you SC Foundation team for having me. So Amitabh, there are a lot of things which I would like to change, but since it's a rapid fire question, so rapid answer should be. 10 मिनट पहले मैं गाड़ी में यही सोच रहा था कि अगर अलादीन का चिराग होता तो मैं जिनी से कहता कि पॉल्यूशन खत्म कर.
अरे वाह, thank you. We all second that. And I was with Harish Mehta for dinner just last week, who started NASCOM, and I heard the entire journey and the Maverick Effect book he's given me, and I've read it. It's incredible what they have done as well. So before we start our fireside chat, which is going to be a brief fireside chat, I think आप सब लोग दूर दूर से आए हो, आपने एसडीएफ बच्चों की कहानियां सुनी है, और गांधी जी का बर्थडे बहुत दूर नहीं था, पिछले महीने ही था, तो हम आप सबके लिए चरखा लाए हैं. मैं one by one रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा to please come on the stage, and Shibu sir, if you can please present each one with Bapu's charkha, because the work you are doing is on his values as well. Apresh, please come on the stage. A major winner, please, Apurva. We need to get a nice picture for each one, please. Okay. I think we have someone in the back who can take the picture. Okay, you can take it. Perfect. Okay, it's okay. Thank you. तालियां बजती रहनी चाहिए, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Thank you. Sanjay ji, Rajni ji, please come. Devendra bhai, Neha, please come. I'll request Shri Bharat Shah, please come on the stage. Bharat Shah is my mentor and our host in London for Yuva. He went to UK as a janitor of Kodak, ended up being the CEO of Kodak. Tremendous what he's achieved, and a great philanthropist. And he's sponsoring hundreds of students for scholarships. Anirudh and Rudra, I request both of you to please join from Khushi Foundation. And I'm also happy to share that 100% of the money that we are getting for scholarships, 100% is going to the kids because of SDF support as well. Lalit ji, please. Prasad, Ravindra ji, Keshav, Raman bhai, please come. Shairi, Sairi, please come. So nice to meet you. Thank you. We are also looking forward to the collaboration. Please, I know I'm not please. I'm just leading that project. Fantastic. Good. Yeah. Okay. We have still in Tamil Nadu also, and some other government schools also similar projects will be. Thank you. Thank you. And last but not the least, Agam, please join us. I hope I haven't missed anyone. Perfect, thanks. Agam.
Give so many uniforms to so many children and make them so happy. They are both such wonderful people. Thank you.
And of course, the principal sir, आइए आप बहुत अच्छा बोलते हैं. Please sir, come quickly. बच्चों थोड़ा जोर से ताली और बजाइए. प्रिंसिपल सर है.
Thank you for your love, sir. Thank you. मेरा question answer.
सॉरी अभी मैंने बीच में क्योंकि मेरे से क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछा सर, ठीक है ना, कि मेरे को दोनों को आंसर जो दूंगा आपको, भाई सबसे ज्यादा खुशी कब होती है? तो मेरे को सबसे ज्यादा खुशी तब होती है जब मेरे विद्यालय का या मेरे से पढ़ाया हुआ कोई भी विद्यार्थी मेरे को जब किसी ऑफिस में बड़ी अच्छी चेयर पर बैठ करके बॉस के रूप में मिलता है, तो मेरे को सबसे ज्यादा खुशी तब होती है। और एक और आपने क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि भाई अगर आपको कोई चांस मिले कि भाई इंडिया में क्या कर सकते हैं, तो मेरे को अगर चांस मिलेगा तो मेरा सबसे पहला काम होगा कि भाई कोई भी विद्यार्थी पढ़ने के बाद उसको जॉब से ना रहे, जैसे उसको ऐसा बनाना है कि उसको काम जरूर मिले, क्योंकि अगर हम खाली रहते हैं ना तो हमारा जो दिमाग है वो शैतान का रूप बन जाता है। तो मेरा यही होगा कि मैं हर एक को काम पे लगा दूं।
Thank you sir, beautiful. Thank you Shibu sir के लिए भी तालियां हो जाए. And now, without further ado, we're going to get a little professional part of the program now. So on behalf of Yuva Unstoppable and Financial Express, I welcome all of you for the 4th chapter of our leadership series. And today, after having Kiran Shaw, Sister Shivani, Nikhil Kamath, we have one of the greatest sons and philanthropists of India, the co-founder of Infosys, Shibulal sir. So it's an honor to have you with us. And so the question that I would like to ask you is, if शुरुआत तो सर इसी से करेंगे. Sir, if you had a magic wand, one thing that you would like to change about India?
Actually, first of all, I want to congratulate Yuva Unstoppable for the great work which you are doing. I had an opportunity to see it and experience it here. I think it's wonderful work which you are doing, and all the best with that. Our program also, the project which we run together also is doing very, very well. So congratulations for that also.
Thank you.
So when we were asking everyone about this question, I was thinking about what it would be. So one of the biggest struggles I see in India is healthcare. Right, because we work with a lot of underprivileged families as well as middle class families. And most of the middle class families I see are one sickness away from poverty. They would have worked extremely hard, build all the build all the middle class comforts in life. When somebody gets sick in the family, they go below the poverty line immediately. So if I have a magic wand, what I will do is somehow figure out a way to make healthcare affordable in this country.
Wow, I think a huge round of applause. Because we have seen that when the health goes down is when the person falls in a cycle of poverty, because they'll do anything to save. So that was a great answer. So the second rapid fire question for you is, sir, that who's going to win the World Cup?
Of course, India.
And who's your favorite player in the current team and why?
I told you I'm not that much of a cricket fan. So I think I will ask my daughter to answer that later on.
What would she answer, Kohli or Sharma?
Probably Sharma. But I don't want to put the answer in.
Sir, there is a lot of talk about AI and ChatGPT and the future of education, and we are in a school. So what do you think that those kind of technologies are going to play a role as India shapes up?
So I think technology will have a big role to play in any segment which we are in, whether it is in healthcare, whether it is in education, whether it is in public service. I think technology will have a very, very big role to play. And a country like India, when you are talking about 1 billion plus people and you have to provide services to these billion people, then you have to use technology. That's the only way to scale. So actually we were talking about this in the morning. For example, the Vidyadhan platform today is built on a technology. There are 20 people or 25 people plus a bunch of volunteers in the organization, but we get 50,000 applications. The online test runs for some 35,000 applications. The interviews go on for some 5,000 people to select 2,500 people. All of this is possible because there is a technology platform which is built. Not only which is built for scale. So for example, this platform can actually scale to get 5 lakh applications and select 50,000 children. So I think technology will be a very, very big part of anything which we do, whether it is education, whether it is healthcare, whether it is social sector which we are operating in. Now the important thing is when it comes to education, in my mind, education is a contact sport. That means there has to be human contact in education. It cannot be left to technology alone. That means technology will be an enabler. It will enhance your ability to teach. It will make it more democratized so that people can access education from anywhere, anytime. All that is possible. But still, the human touch is important because the education is not only about teaching physics or chemistry, it is also about building character, it's also about building citizenship. So that is an important part of education. You have to build character, you have to build citizenship, you have to build a solid value system. So I think the human part of education will continue to be there. Technology will be a great enabler.
Thank you. I think well said. It's a contact sport.
Contact sport. Contact.
Fantastic. Sir, you've been giving scholarships to thousands of students now. Maybe one story or two story that is closest to your heart. Any student who really moved you and you felt this is what I'm supposed to do. This is the right place to invest my philanthropic money in.
So I have actually many stories, and in fact, my Kumari would have been the right person to answer this because she would have hundreds of stories, or maybe more than that. First of all, we get invited to weddings every week because there is no week where we will not have an invitation for a wedding because everybody will invite us for wedding. But I will share 3 stories. Number one, when we started out in 99. We had started it out as a small project. Today this is a platform. So we have moved from projects to a program to a platform now. But at that time we had started out as a small project and we had 2 children to start with. One of them completed his 12th, then went on to complete his BCom, he did his MCom. And he's from a small part of the town I come from. And he joined us. So today he looks after our entire finance function, which is quite complex. It's not a simple thing because you can imagine our finance function is not a very simple thing to do. So he looks after our entire finance function. So I'm extremely proud of it because it is not only about the education or the funding which we did. He was able to build all of those capabilities, really reinvented himself multiple times to be where he is. That is one example. Another is a person by the name Gautam, who actually is a neonatologist in Cambridge. I think we got him a little late and he was about to drop out of his education when we got him. And he completed his MBBS, he went to UK, he completed his post-graduation, doctoral studies, and today he's a neonatologist in Cambridge. So I met him. Actually, we were there in June this year. I had gone to London with some of my friends, and he had invited us to Cambridge. We had gone to meet him, and he was very kind enough to show us around in Cambridge. So the most important thing about him was, of course, he had achieved all of these things, but his simplicity was so touching. He was still the same person whom I met when he had come to ask for the scholarship. You're talking about 15 years or 10, 12 years. But he was exactly the same person. He had achieved so much in life. He's a neonatologist, he is a postdoctoral fellow. But still, he was still the same human being. So that actually really touched me very, very deeply when I met him. In fact, I had not met him for probably 10 years in person. I had only seen him on a video in between. So it was extremely touching for me to see him. So I have so many other stories I can talk about. For example, that boy who just joined us, right? What is his name? The one who went to Tanzania? Nagaraj. So this was one of our scholars. He got selected by a German foundation for an international program. So he had gone to Tanzania for a few weeks, came back, did well in education, joined a multinational. So he came back to me after a year saying that he wants to leave his multinational and join the foundation. And she told me, and we both discussed and said, no way. Because this boy has a very good career, he's in a multinational, he should do that. So we said no to it. Another year later, he came back and said, no, I want to really join. So he has now joined at half the compensation which he was getting there to the foundation. And I think when I look at him, of course, when you do anything in life, sustainability is a big issue. Because, people like us are getting old. And one day there has to be a future generation which will actually take on this cost and continue it and continue to run the platform. So when I look at people like him, I'm extremely energized because I know that there will be somebody there 10 years from now to continue the journey, make sure that the platform continues to run. So 3 different people doing 3 different things, 3 different paths in life, but all wonderful journeys.
That was so truly inspiring, and I could see tears in the eyes of a few people as well as you're sharing that story. All 3, sir, and like he said, there's thousands. So now there's 2 questions. One has been sent by the CEOs, and one has been sent by the kids. So the question from the CEOs is, so what is the secret to a happy marriage? Is it to start a foundation with your wife?
So there is this old saying, whether you want to be right or you want to be happy. So you make a choice to be happy.
Because, sir, a lot of these people are traveling on the road, maybe 20 days a month, 15 days a month, building their business, building their companies. A lot of some of the CSR professionals are on the street, off ground, off-field visits. They might be able to spend lesser time with their wives. I know you must have gone through that, building Infosys. How did you kind of balance building the family and Infosys?
So I think it is a larger question, right? It is not only with your wife. You have the same challenge with your children, you have the same challenge with your friends, you have the same challenge with your family. I have never seen a professional succeed without great support from the family. I have not seen it because most people struggle if the family is not with you on the same page, supporting your journey. It is very, very hard for you to succeed. So in my case, I was extremely lucky to have my wife. She has been part of this journey from day one. Remember, we met when we were 19. I married when I was 24. At that time, I was working for a public sector. The day I got married, literally the next day, I think I came home at 11 o'clock because I was taking a night course. So I was actually working. After working, I used to go to college. I had already finished my master's. I was going through another master's at that time. So the day literally we got married, I came home at 11 o'clock or something. So I think we have been in this together. So it's very, very important. The other side is when you ask me whom do you want to have dinner with, right? If you had asked me, I would have said it's my wife.
Round of applause for that.
Right? Because I think the quality time is important. Quantity of time is one part of it. Quality of time is extremely important. So when you spend time with the family or friends or colleagues or whoever it is, I think you need to be 100% present. That is something very challenging. Even I find it challenging in nowadays because I was sitting there, I was getting interrupted on my watch by messages. Right? So our life has become so interrupt driven to some extent. I think we need to. It is not about taking down time. It's about actually making sure that you're very very present when you are spending time with somebody. So in my life, I have tried to practice it, not all the time, but whenever I'm with, especially with children, I do not take so many interruptions.
So that's an amazing answer. To be here in the present now, I think is such an important skill because there is television, there is notifications, there is social media. Continuously, we are on our phone. Every morning, I go for a 1 hour meditation, sir. And I have started leaving the phone in the house because what that has done to me is that has helped me actually meditate and be there. And I have realized, sir, कि कोई emergency आज तक तो आई नहीं है which I have missed out on, which could have been sorted without me being there. So I think that's a fantastic answer. A lot of times people say that I spent 3 days with my family, I took them out on a vacation, but the family is saying, we have come back and we need to rest. Because even on the vacation, they were on the phone all the time. There was time but no energy. People need your presence, your energy. I've made it a point that whoever I'm spending time with, be it a CEO or a janitor, I am in there now. And that's how you make friends. That's how you connect with people. So one question I want to ask you, because this is relevant for businesses, this is relevant for not-for-profits. The question is fundraising and investors. How do you keep the investors happy, the donors happy? How do you ensure that the right kind of fundraising and impact happens? What has been your experience when you were reaching out during your Infosys days?
So I think number one thing which I will advise about fundraising is to have an alignment of purpose. Because if there is an alignment of purpose, then you can move forward. You are reaching out to somebody for funding or time or energy or money or whatever it is. Then the purpose which you are trying to achieve versus the purpose they have in their mind has to be somewhat similar. There has to be an alignment of purpose. So when we reach out, Meera reaches out to people. I think we try to reach out to people who are interested in higher education, right? Who are interested in children, who are interested in education, but more specifically in higher education. So we try to build that alignment of purpose. I think that is first step. Second is, I think in today's world, everyone is interested in impact. So the biggest question you are faced with is how do you give line of sight to the impact? Give line of sight to the impact. I think that becomes extremely important question to have. And third one is transparency. These are the three things I would say regarding fundraising, because I think it's alignment of purpose, clear visibility for impact, and today's world demands enormous amount of transparency. This is not the old world, right? Today there are so many regulations to deal with, so many authorities to deal with. So people require transparency, and how well you can provide that transparency becomes very, very important.
Sir, I could not agree more. Those 3 points, alignment of purpose, impact and transparency, are relevant whether it's seva you are doing or whether you are running a massive business. I think these three are so important. And so the fourth element that I have learned, which is extremely important, is a lot of people are doing fundraising these days, which is a transaction based. We need to do, fundraising these days. We need to do friend raising, which is a long-term, lasting friendship relationship. And if you think about the people who are really your friends, are people who you have contributed in their lives to, right? Or they have contributed in your lives too. So I think it's very important to raise friends and create an impact in their life. Maybe we can, earlier, sir, I used to think I have to take from the wealthy and give to the needy. And I have to just do seva for the needy. As I have gotten a little mature, I have realized that I can 24 घंटे सेवा कर सकता हूँ. If I'm meeting a billionaire or someone, I can talk to them about peace of mind, meditation, what values they're giving to their kids. Maybe some of the CEOs want their children to intern someplace or the other. Some people also, are looking that, if you come across some incredible students, we would like to hire them. diversity and inclusion is huge. If there's handicapped students who are coming across, we would like to give them job opportunities. A lot of cricketers. So with VVS Lakshman, he wanted to give scholarship to kids in IIT. So we are helping structure that. Irfan Pathan and Yusuf Pathan, we are helping structure a foundation program for them where they want to help people with sports injuries. So I think when you are continuously adding value in what people are doing, I think that is when you do fundraising and then everything else happens. But yes, the base has to be built on the three things that Shibu sir mentioned. Sir, I would now, I think, like to give a huge round of applause for those incredible answers. And I would like to open it up. Just the last 5 minutes again, sir, I would request you to give rapid fire answers. Anyone here who would like to maybe ask a question, please raise your hand and we would love to have you kind of ask. So I'm going to call on Lalit Bhai, CFO of a Pepsi Group company, to ask the first question.
Infosys is known for its governance and ethics. So how would you describe the importance of values, ethics, and governance for anybody else today to grow their career?
Actually, I reflect back on what Meera answered. When we were entering, they were asking about one single message which Meera, to me and Meera. And Meera answered saying that while you are doing everything, you are doing excelling, you are doing well in studies, you are excelling in your career development, and do not forget the value of value. And that was her answer. I completely agree with that. I think it's extremely important for us to remember that you need to be honest, transparent, fair, merit-based, transaction-oriented in your life, especially in a corporate world as well as in the non-profit world and also in the personal life. I think those are extremely important. We, to some extent, we live in an environment where cynicism can creep in, right? You see so many different transactions going on, and cynicism can creep in. I am a firm believer that shortcuts don't work. I 100% believe that shortcuts don't work. It may work temporarily. We have so many examples of shortcuts that are happening and things falling apart as they go by. Infosys, for example, is a classic story. I don't know whether Infosys used corporate governance as a competitive advantage. Because we believed in corporate governance, we did everything correctly, we were fair, honest, transparent. We had a very strong value system, completely articulated the leadership, role model with all the time. Eventually, when I look at the early 2000 period, that has become a competitive advantage. So it has transcended, many things, and we even became a competitive advantage because when clients came to Infosys, or clients talked about Infosys, or investors talked about Infosys, employees talked about Infosys, even the society talked about Infosys. That level of corporate governance Infosys had, the level of transparency Infosys had created that whole fact. Right? So, every one of them, the employees wanted to join Infosys, clients wanted to work with Infosys, society wanted to deal with Infosys, vendors wanted to deal with Infosys. So, it even created a competitive advantage. Right? So, in the Infosys case, it went way out there. But any organization, any human being has to have a very strong value in place. And so you can never underestimate the value of values.
And I can say that has been passed on in the Infosys Foundation because Yuva does a lot of work closely with them, especially in the digital education space. What you saw there, they're doing 200 smart classrooms. There was tremendous governance compliance that they put through all their partners. So amazing. I would like to get two kids to quickly ask a question as well. I'm sure कुछ बच्चे भी प्रश्न पूछना चाहेंगे. कौन प्रश्न पूछेगा? बच्चा हाथ ऊपर करेगा कोई भी?
My name is Chad. I study 8th class.
अगर आपको गुस्सा आ रहा है तो आप उसे कैसे कंट्रोल करते हो?
अरे what a question! And the right person to ask is always cool and calm. I know most of the founders in Infosys, and Shibu ji is the most cool and calm person I've met.
So there is this saying that do not sweat about small things, and eventually everything is small. I can use it to convert this to anything. Right?
छोटी छोटी बातों की चिंता मत करो, और सब चीजें जो भी प्रॉब्लम वो सारी छोटी बातें हैं। हम लोग ना पहाड़ होता है ना, उसका पत्थर बना सकते हैं, पत्थर की रुई बना सकते हैं, रुई को उड़ा सकते हैं, और कोई लोग होते हैं जो रुई का पहाड़ भी बना सकते हैं। तो हम सबको पहाड़ की रुई बनानी है बेटा, सब छोटी चीजें, ठीक है?
In long term, most things are small. We make them big in that moment. There is one more thing I want to tell you. Most of us differently think. See, most of our differences are with people. And that is where the anger comes in. But most often, it is not with people, it is with an issue. It is never with the person. So I will have an argument with Meera, but it is not with Meera, it is we are discussing an issue. So all of us, what we do is we very soon move from issue to the person. Right? And we remember it forever. So, three things. Number one, most often you need to remember our disagreement is on an issue, not with a person. And it is a transaction which you have to give up at that moment in time. You don't carry it forward. So, I can have a disagreement with Meera, we could argue about it. And once it is done, it is done. We have taken a decision and moved on. Once it is done, you don't carry forward the discussion to the next one. So, 3 points there. Number one, always remember, I know this is other answer to some extent, but that's all I. Number one, most of the differences are on the issue, not with the person. But we superimpose it onto the human being. That is where one problem is. Secondly, we need to learn to forget. We need to close the transaction and move on.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Another girl. This answer we're going to convert in Hindi in detail and tell to all the kids. Thank you. But sir, most of the kids understand, some of them understand English, but we convert in Hindi for them. Good afternoon, beta.
I studied at
Which is your favorite book and why?
Actually, my favorite book is Power Gita. Really, I'm not a voracious reader. I don't read voraciously. I have read many books, but eventually, Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita are my favorite books because of the simple reason that, at least in my mind, they are time invading. That means the relevance of the book cannot change in 5,000 years. Everything which is talked about, the issue of fairness, issue of merit, issue of transparency, issue of duty, the concept of duty, the concept of honesty, these are all explained in Mahabharata as a story and in Bhagavad Gita as a story. And I'm amazed that 5,000 years later, when I deal with the situation, when I come across the human behavior of the situation, I still see it. So, I am my favorite.
Wonderful. Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita. Beautiful books. We're going to end this by last question from Devendra Bhai from Gates Foundation. I saw you raise your hand, sir.
It's an absolute honor and a privilege to interact with you. And I had been interacting with Meera and about Vidyasan project and some of the initiatives. And it is just inspiring to be just discussing those things. Sir, I myself have come from a very access to rich areas and the tribal areas of Maharashtra and border of Maharashtra. My dilemma is this. All the noble souls who are trying to support the marginalized population, somehow end up in supporting the highest intellectual class within that marginalized population. That means somebody who is just on the verge of becoming doctor or engineer or a CA, and we have to, he or she has to leapfrog, so we have to support financially, morally, differently. My dilemma is here. That just below that tier is a group of children whose aspirations may not be that high. Maybe somebody wants to become a nurse, somebody wants to become a police, somebody wants to become a teacher, somebody wants to something. And they need a very small thing, but somehow when we are doing the impact at scale, that population or that segment is somehow missed by us. And I don't know the answer to that question, how do we solve for that? And I was just thinking, you are an inspiration in this entire journey, and what are your reflections about how do we support this? Thank you.
So actually, I will clearly answer it based on our Vidyadhan philosophy. I think it's easiest for me. Number one, our criteria is not merit, it is need. So be very clear. Very, very clear. I have told this to Meera 150 times. Our first criteria is need. You can be the brightest of the brightest of the brightest student in the world, but we are not going to. I personally may do it. That's a different issue. But the foundation will not. I don't. But so we are very clear that need is the first criteria. So as soon as the 50,000 applicants come, the 15,000 of them do not qualify for the need, just gets taken off. That is number one. Number two, in our case, we are taking people after 10. We have no idea what these people are going to do. We don't know whether they are going to become a doctor or a engineer or a nurse or a architect or today evening some children are coming, they are doing agriculture or something. All kinds of things, right? We do not tell them what to do. We are very clear. We do not tell them what to do. We give them exposure to opportunities. We say you can be all of this. I have people who have gone into accounting, in economics, in BA, in BSc. They need very little. What you are saying is very right. They need very little. So, if I do a demography analysis of my children, I am sure they are in every single sector. Now we have IFS officers. Right? We have doctors, we have engineers, we have nurses, we have people in agriculture, we have people in teachers. So we don't. Because we can't, because we are taking them as relevant. We don't know what they are going to do. So that's the second most important thing. Our challenge is actually our challenge. The reason, so theoretically there is no reason for us. We run multiple programs. Vidyadhan is only one of them because we do other programs. Even then, we could have said that we will keep it closed. We would just keep it closed. We will have 5,000 children, that will be it. We can easily support 5,000 children and we will keep it closed. Right? But still there is a limit. So if I run it as a program, so I started it as a small project, but then it became a program. Even then there is a limit. And so Kumari used to come back from interviews. Those days she used to travel and everything. The online interviews started only during COVID. Those days she used to travel. She used to travel all over Kerala and go to limited cities in other parts of India. So she used to come back saying that, how do I distinguish this 2,500 we are taking out of 50,000? So we are still cutting off. After the need and everything else, there is a merit cut-off which happens. So our challenge was, how do I expand it to the next 2,500? That's how we converted it into a platform and start building all these partnerships, which seems to have worked well for us. So the important issue is whatever we do, there is a cut-off happening and how do I expand? And that's how the way to do that in my mind in any field is your partnership, because there is only so much you can do. And build those kind of partnerships based on very important principles like what I talked about. Alignment with purpose, complete line of sight to the beneficiaries, and 100% transparency. and I think the fourth one was also mentioned. So the answer to this is, in our case, we don't have this challenge. We are not getting anybody to become a doctor or anything, and we have very wide set of people. But our challenge is what you said, but in a different way, because we are still able to take 2,500 today. I can easily get 5 lakh applications if I want, because applications we close. Because if I get 5 lakh applications, it cannot be handled. I don't have ability to support. And how do I get our challenge today? My challenge to Mira is in 2030 or 2040, instead of taking 2,500 children, we should be taking 20,000 children. So build those partnerships that allow us to take 20,000 children. So partnerships, I'm hoping that will help us scale better.
Thank you. I think a huge round of applause. In the interest of time, we are completely out, but so grateful. Okay, we'll take one more question. Principal sir, हमारे साथ ही है तो issue नहीं है.
Thank you for pointing it out, Shibu sir. In the last 2 years, personally, I made a shift in world of consulting to talk more on climate change and sustainability. And one thought that keep popping up, which I immediately discuss in every forum now, personal or official, is does the world need growth today in today's environment? रहेंगे तो आगे बढ़ेंगे, रहेंगे नहीं तो आगे क्या बढ़ेंगे? The kind of floods and the droughts and the calamities that we are seeing. So, should degrowth be the new growth? Should Wall Street have a means to reward the degrowth of an industry? And I'm consciously not talking about responsible growth, because that is easy to talk about sustainability, carbon footprint, responsibly grow. That is of course there. But radically I'm asking, should degrowth be the new growth? Like industries like automotive, fashion, क्या फर्क पड़ेगा दुनिया में अगर वो ग्रो नहीं करेंगे? तो बहुत गाड़ियाँ हैं, बहुत कपड़े हैं, नया फैशन नहीं आएगा तो हुआ है. Agriculture, yes, should grow, and a lot of other things should grow. So any thoughts on this?
I'm just on the other extreme of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, when I was growing up, India had 30 million middle class families. Right, when I was in school, I think there were 30 million middle class families. Today, probably we have 300 million middle class people in this country. India is a classic case of a country of contradiction, right? At the same time, you have 300 million people who are below the poverty line. Right? You produce a million engineers every year, but you have 15 million children who are not in school. Healthcare, if you look at it, if I am in Bangalore, I can get the best healthcare. I drive about 15 kilometers. Forget 150 kilometers. 15 kilometers, you cannot find a good primary health center. So you have to create progress. Right? You have to create progress. See, don't take me wrongly. I think all of us are privileged. You, me, I am, of course, extremely privileged. There is no doubt. Even for me, it is a challenge to keep in touch with the ground. So, because so I cannot think of a situation where we have to work 80 hours a all of us have to work 80 hours a week so that we can create progress. Not for ourselves, but because I cannot imagine any other. Maybe there are other ways, right? But from the world I come from, I cannot imagine any other way, because even if you read, the only wealth creation mechanism I know of is labor. Labor is the only wealth creation mechanism I know of. I don't know anything else. Right? Hand is the only one which creates wealth. Whether it's my hand or his hand or anybody's hand, finally the entire wealth we have created in the universe comes out of human hands. Which means you have to have opportunity to use the hand. Which means you need productive employment. Which means you need to have an environment where you can create that. That is the only way you can remove the misery of human beings, and that is our primary responsibility. We have to remove the misery. Climate change is a huge challenge. In fact, I am enormously allergic to Delhi. 300 people advise me, do not go to Delhi. As soon as it is landed up, I have taken Allegra twice already.
That's sweet.
Right? Because I am enormously allergic. But and we have to address. And I think addressing pollution also, just like we have addressed the vaccination or any other thing, will also come out of our own hands. I think it will be addressed. Right? Innovations are coming out which will actually convert carbon to something else, or cut out carbon from the air, or how to address cancer, all of these things. So I have to say that we have to create opportunity for labor, opportunity for wealth creation. Even though it is a cliche, you have to balance profits and progress. So you have to somehow make sure that the progress happens in all other aspects of life. At the same time, profits happen.
मैं बोलूंगा कि बॉल भी बहुत अच्छा डाला था, यॉर्कर था और मारा भी छक्का. Everybody deserves a great round of applause. Great question to end this with. Thank you, Shibu sir, for your kindness, love, and I think he deserves a much bigger round of applause than this. And I like to always end with a dhamaka. As all of you know, Yuva Unstoppable is all about action. Today we have Shri Bharat Shah with us. I'm happy to share that him and his family, Shibu sir, just stay for a second, you want to hear this. Him and his family, close friends, have committed 110 crores for the scholarship program. From UK, almost 5,500 students. Approximately 2 lakh rupees per child is what we'll be giving. We've been running that program and that's just been scaling up and growing. And with partners like us, we have great execution ability and strength. So, sir, Bharat Shah, I would like you to quickly come on the stage as well. Please, sir. And charkha ek ho jaye. And sir, if you just want to share maybe in a minute your experience with the children, because I know you've been meeting a lot as well.
I firmly believe in education. That's the license for success. And children are the future, wherever you are, whichever country you are in. And my family and I, we are always supporting children in their education. And as Amitabh said, we have been sponsoring children for their higher education for a number of years. And spending time with them is the most uplifting thing that ever happens. And it's not only physical. I mentor a lot of them online, and every time after my sessions I cry because I'm so overwhelmed with their passion, their commitment, their success, and their willingness to help the next generation. So that is my personal experience, and I enjoy coming here, and I also enjoy doing my mentoring online.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We'd like to facilitate you with a charkha, please. Sir, please. And I request my partner Rashmi to come on the stage as well quickly. Just come on the stage because she's played a huge role, especially in the scholarship program. And she's personally connected with so many of our students on a regular basis. She's going to give it to Shibu uncle. Shibu ji also deserves one from all of us. And the Yuva team to come on the stage, please. The entire Yuva team, please come on the stage. Priyanka, Rubani, Yogesh, everybody please come on the stage quickly. Thank you. Mera Bharat Mahan, Jai Hind. Thank you all for being here.